an Ellistone Freestylers production.
So, this transfer window hasn't been the best for Liverpool. There seems to be more players going out than there is in. So now we've had Bobby Clark, Fabio Carvalho, and now Sepp van den Berg. 2 have gone to Brentford, 1's gone to, is it Salzburg or Leipzig he's gone to? I think it's Salzburg, isn't it?
Excuse me, Salzburg.
Yeah.
We're Pep.
Talk me through that then.
Well, I'm presuming there must be some kind of a plan, because
Yeah.
we're like decimating the youth academy that came through. These players all were starting to sort of break into the first team, and now they're all going. Whether Slot's had a look at them and thinks they're not good enough, or what, I don't know. He's his own man, and I think maybe he's come in and thought, no, I don't know. Maybe the board have said that we need to get rid of players before we can get players in. But there seems to have been a heck of a lot of players gone out and nothing at all coming in. So it's all a bit strange.
Very true, yeah. I wanted to keep. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think you think much of Carvalho. I think you thought he was a bit sort of not good enough for the club, but I really liked him. When I found out he was off to Brentford, I just felt like I didn't want him to go. Bobby Clark, I didn't want to go either. He was a decent player, and I think he could have done with staying. And I don't think we were ever going to play Van den Berg, if I'm really honest. But obviously we haven't signed anyone yet. Barely. I mean, we haven't. We're on the verge of signing this Georgian goalkeeper, Georgi Mamadashvili. You don't know much about him.
Don't know anything about him.
He will be going to Bournemouth for a season, or I don't know how many seasons it is. I think it's 1, and then coming to Liverpool 2025. What is your opinion on FSG's sort of thinking behind the transfer window? Because they're not actually, they've not given us what do you think FSG? What do you think about FSG this transfer window?
Well, we don't know if it's all FSG. We don't know if Slot's come in and excuse me, said that he wants to have a look at the players he's got first, which would seem sensible. We know that FSG have got a model where they look at a player's age, they look at his profile, they look at his sell-on fee, so on and so forth. So I think people are always very quick to straight away blame FSG, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, I think it was clear that the club were ready to sign Zubamendi, and he just changed his mind. So I don't see that was FSG's fault. We will see.
This is what I think. The Zubamendi saga. I'm not putting any sort of pressure on Slot here. When I say that, that's sort of, I sort of contradict myself a bit there, because if this was Klopp, I think Zubamendi would have signed.
Yeah, but that's just what we think, innit? We don't know. It would appear that his family wanted to stay in Spain, and he went with what his family wanted, which I suppose is fair enough. From what I can gather, it was to the point where publicity shots were done at Anfield, ready for him to be unveiled. Whether or not they're real or not, I don't know.
Publicity shots.
Yeah, of him at Anfield in the Liverpool
shots.
Media shot, publicity shots, whatever you want to call them. So it would appear that he just changed his mind. So, if players don't want to come and play for Liverpool, if they're not breaking down the door to come and play at Liverpool, then We don't want him.
Yeah, as you said. Yeah, if they don't want to play for Liverpool, like, we don't want them. Yeah, I don't know what Slot's mindset is, but so far it seems to be working because we haven't signed anyone and we seem to be doing alright. We won every single game in pre-season. Not every single game we drew to Las Palmas. In that behind closed doors friendly at Anfield. We beat United, we beat Arsenal, we beat Betis, we beat Seville, and then we go on to beat Ipswich at Portman Road. The first half of that, Ipswich looked like a decent team, and then the second half of that, we played really well. But we do need a signing before the end of the window. Van Dijk's called for signings. All the fans have called for signings. But I do think we look to be selling more players than we do coming in.
Yeah. I mean, you never want us to get like Chelsea, who just seem to sign players for the sake of it. And I do think the modern football fan is, in some ways, more obsessed with big name signings than they are what's actually right for the team and for the club. It seems to be a thing that's crept in over the last few years. Where, I don't know, this generation, social media, FIFA, whatever, but it just all seems to be about signings. I've switched off all the things that I've got on social media of like transfer news and all the rest of it because I'm bored of it. Well, the players that will come in will come in. There's nothing we can do about it. You get behind the players that are here. Get behind the new manager. Get behind the players that are actually here, and let them worry about who we're gonna sign.
Yeah, I do think we just need to wait and see who we sign. And on the other hand, you get all that fake news on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and obviously all the news outlets. And too many people are getting fake news and they're getting hung on to the fake news and then they start believing what they shouldn't be. And then you get some fake journalist on Twitter going, so-and-so's got a medical booked in with this club when they actually haven't. I think, as you said, a player will sign if they're going to sign, and the speculation just needs to stop.
I think so. I think you're right, Ev. It just bores me. Constantly going on about signings. We had all this before the start of last season with Caicedo and Lavia. Let's just see what happens and trust that they're doing the right thing. They're obviously, I mean, people moan a lot about FSG, but if you look at what FSG have done since they've been in charge of the club, the main stand's been redeveloped, Anfield Road's redeveloped, there's a new training ground. We did sign Van Dijk, Alisson, so on and so forth under FSG. So let's not, although we did sell Coutinho to fund that. So let's not get in the mindset that FSG haven't done anything.
Stop you there with the Coutinho thing. I think he also did want to go as well. Although FSG did sell him, I think he also wanted the move.
Oh no, what I'm saying is he wanted the move, but the money from him funded signing Alisson and Van Dijk, which for me, two of the most important signings in the club's history.
Probably the best two signings that season in the Premier League.
Oh, without a doubt. I'd say.
And there's doubts over futures at Liverpool. Joe Gomez, for example, Mohamed Salah. Obviously, at the minute, we've had rumours that Joe Gomez could be going to, places such as Newcastle. What is your opinion on these rumours? Do you think that if he's going to sign for another club, he'll sign, or do you think he's gonna? Do you think the speculation's just all a bit fake?
Well, I can imagine that he's fed up with not playing a lot. He didn't start last week. I don't know if he was even in the squad last week. So, a player at his stage of his career wants to be playing. I think he's too good a player to be sat on the bench every week. And he'll soon get fed up of that, and he'll want to leave. And if he wants to leave, then I can't say I blame him. But if we are going to just keep getting these players out the club, we are going to seriously have to start looking at bringing some in, because it's all very unbalanced at the minute, I think.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. I think that we do need to at least sign one player, even if it's just one player. We just need to sign somebody. I thought, before the start of the season, are we going to sign anyone? We normally do in the summer transfer window. I'm not worried about this, but we're now nearly 26 days into August now, and we still haven't signed anyone. We've got I'd say 25 days into August, and we've got at least about another week left of the transfer window, and then transfer window's closed. So we do need to sign someone.